Okay, let's see. So if we go to program files, we go to Steam, you go to Steam apps. Where is that? Oh, there it is. You go to Steam apps, you go to common, you go to Octopath Traveler, you go to Octopath Traveler, you go to content, you go to packs, and this is your main pack folder where you drop your mods, and this is also the main pack. As you can see, this is a very, very large file. In fact, it's 2/3 of the entire Octopath file size. And yeah, we're gonna have to unpack that so we could change it into something readable. Okay, so this is the unrealpak-bundle, which is something that you're gonna have to download. So you're gonna download this as a zip, and you're gonna have to extract the zip. And once you extract the zip, you extract it on whatever place you need it to be. And you should only see these 4 things. You should see create pack, extract pack, file list, and the Unreal pack actual exe. So as you can see, I have Octopath Traveler Windows No Editor over here. I moved it from here, well, copied it, but so I copied it from there and I put it over here. And what you want to do right now is you want to drag this to create pack. Let's enter. Let's see. Refresh. Pack. Oh right. My bad. Actually, I dropped it to create pack. I'm supposed to drop it to extract pack. So we go to extract pack. This is going to run for, I'd say, a good 20 minutes. Do not worry, this is not a virus thing or whatever. In fact, if I maximize this, you should be able to see exactly what's extracting. Alright, I probably should say epileptic warning, but anyways, yeah, this is gonna go on for about 20 minutes. I'll see you then. But once it unpacks everything, we should now be able to access the uexp and uasset files in which we're gonna edit. Well, mostly the uexp files we're gonna edit. Like, how do I say this? The extracted files are gonna be a uexp uasset pair, and you kind of have to have both in order for it to function. Because that's just how Unreal Engine works. And Octopath is an Unreal Engine game. So yeah, I guess I'll see you then.
Cool.
As you can see, it is still going on. Yep, it's gonna take 20 minutes. Okay, I already messed this part up about twice. Let me hope that this will be good now. Once you get this pack actually unpacked by pulling this inside extract pack, you should now see this folder. If you don't, right-click refresh. It's very common to see this because these are technically third-party tools, so sometimes Windows just doesn't catch up. But yeah, you should see this folder now. Once you open up this folder, you should see a ton of files and Octopath Traveler. These files are irrelevant and they are a side product of the mod, but do not worry, they do not affect the gameplay whatsoever. That said, once we go inside this pack and we go to content and we go to well, anywhere you want at this point. So these are the actual things that store the information. Like for example, EnemyDB is uasset uexp pair that you could find inside character, database, and EnemyDB. As you can see, these two are uasset and uexp pair, and you can through john-wick-parse. I remember that's what's named, what it's named, but yeah, through john-wick-parse you could extract these files and you could get a readable JSON file. I'll show you how to do that later on, but just know that EnemyDB contains all the enemy stats, every single, like including the AI and the abilities list. If we go back to content, then we should be able to find something else that's better important, and that is going to be battle. So inside battle, database, we should see enemy group data. Enemy group data is exactly what it sounds like. It controls what enemies spawn in which conditions. For example, in the direwolf boss in Whisper Mill, you should say the enemy group data determines that the wolf boss spawns. You could change that inside enemy group data to spawn other bosses, and in fact, that's exactly what I did for some of them. And lastly, uh, I feel like this is the last important one, and that's going to be GameText and GameText database. You should see all of these things over here. Now, why are these important? It's not just because, okay, you could change words to another, but rather because every single thing inside EnemyDB and EnemyGroupData is some weirdly named variable called, like, for example, bt.abi515 or something like that. And there's no way you could know what it is unless you read GameText en, which is just the English version of the thing. So you could just Control F inside the JSON file, you can immediately find it. Well then, I guess that's it for the tour of the Octopath Traveler pack. Okay, now that we know how the files are stored, I'm going to show you how to actually get them to become readable JSON files. And to do that, we need a program called john-wick-parse. You could find it over here. I'm probably gonna leave a description in the. I'm probably gonna leave the link to in the description again, but yeah. Don't actually just download the code. Obviously, README is important. You might want to download it just for that, but inside, you should probably download it over here, where this is the actual, what you call it, the actual file, because the source code in it of itself doesn't really run anything. So once you open john-wick-parse, you should see well, the exe. And to run the exe, you need to extract the files. I'm going to go to my desktop where I already extracted john-wick-parse, and we'll continue from there. Okay, now using john-wick-parse to change this pair into a readable file like this is actually incredibly easy. I'm just going to delete this for demonstration's sake, but if you go to command prompt and you type in, well, okay, I should probably restart over here because your command prompt probably doesn't look like that. Your command prompt probably looks something along the lines of that. And to get into this folder, you just have to go to cd and the path of this folder. So here you go. And now you're inside this folder. And next what you want to do is that you just want to call the file name over here. It's called john-wick-parse.exe. Wick-parse.exe and serialize. And then the path of the object you want to serialize. I mean, well, pair, but yeah. And GameText en. You want to make sure to not specify whether or not it's a uasset or a uexp file because we're going to use both. So once I do that, as you can see, a new file appears. Sometimes I have to refresh. Don't worry, it's completely common. And now once we open this, I'm going to use Notepad++ because, how do I say this? Visual Studio literally crashes if I open this with Visual Studio because it's such a large file. Um, and now you could see this, right? It's probably not very readable. I installed a plugin inside Notepad++ that allows me to format the JSON. Never mind. Format the JSON. It's gonna take a while, don't worry. For some reason, the plugin sometimes just says, oh yeah, there's an error over here, when there's really not. But yeah, now you could see the actual file. Okay, I should probably tell you how I got the plugin to work anyways because it's actually not built in. So what you go over here is you go to plugin admin, you search up JSON, JSON, and then you should find JSON viewer somewhere along the lines of here. And once you do that, you could just click on it, install, and then you should get the JSON that plugin. But that aside, here's why GameText en is useful. So like, let's just say that you want to find this enemy over here. So the display name is apparently that. I should be able to find it just by that because this string over here contains this string. So let's go to GameText en. I search up this. There it is. And it's called Highland Ratkin. Just keep in mind that not everything is actually viewable over here. For example, if I try to search up, say, BT-ABI515, I wouldn't actually be able to find it over here. As you can see. That's because the way that BT API works is kind of unique in the case where it's, let me try and demonstrate. So 499, that should still be, nope, 499 doesn't even exist, 409. Oh, that's weird. BT API, here it is. Yeah, there it is. So BT API name and C515 should probably work. Yeah, there we go. And that's called stab. So Highland Ratkin has a move called stab. Yeah, so that's kind of why it's useful. Just keep in mind that even though this is like viewable, right? Even though you could see this, you could even edit this. Like I could change this to 400, something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but um, even if you change this in whatever way, there currently isn't really a tool to reverse it back to a uasset and a uexp. So you're kind of just stuck with this edited file that really does nothing. The reason why this is important is to just, well, see what's going on because without this tool over here, you really can't know what's going on with whatever, with anything, quite frankly. Um, because if you open the uexp in itself, which we're going to do in the very near future, you'll realize, hey, that's a bunch of ones and zeros. Probably not here because that's GameText, but if you open up EnemyDB, for example, then you'll actually see that this is complete gibberish and there's no way that I could read this. But I will tell you how to read this. Well, right now, actually. Okay, let's see. So, another tool that you'll need is called Untool. So this basically gives you the indexes of whatever uasset you're going to put in. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go to my database folder, and I'm going to copy in, let's say, Octopath Traveler, content, character, database, and EnemyDB. I'm going to copy both of those files inside the extracted Untool package. Drag and drop this into, let's see, where is it? This string's the txt file, and it should complete it. And once I refresh this page, let's see. There it is. Let's see, enemydb.uasset. So this is a text file containing, well, as you can see, every single indexed instance of, well, the uasset. So why is this useful? Well, with this, you could actually find the offsets of certain values that you want to edit. For example, let's see. If I just go ahead and find Highland Ratkin, that should be easiest. Um, Actually, let's see, where is it? Mouse 001, copy that, paste that, find next, and there it is. Okay. So now we have this. So what this means actually is C5130000. Wait, 000000. Yeah, okay. And inside the enemy DB, if we try and find that, so if we try to find C513 as a hex value, that is currently Highland Ratkin's starting position. As you can see, it's an 8 size bit, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's a 8 byte sized value. And that's usually how most of these are stored. So now we know the starting values of Highland Ratkin, we can now figure out what his things are because, well, for example, if I wanted to edit his HP, right, we would realize, hey, Highland Ratkin's HP is this. And if we just simply use like into hex converter, then we could find out that his HP is actually. For once, I'm going to use this because I don't want to show you my browsing history. Hex to wait, my bad. Into hex. Convert. Okay, so that's 170. So I'm gonna explain these to you a little bit later on, but let's see. So if I go and search up 70 and 10, should be it, right? Never mind. It's not. Let's see. So, oh right, 01, right. There it is, that's its HP. And to confirm this, we could try to do the same process with its SP, which should be directly linked over here. So it should be very close. Convert, and that's 32. So with 32, it's very easy. If I just find the next 32 instance, that should be a lot easier. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's very, very close. So we could tell that this is HP and this is MP. Now, why did I type this as 70 and 01 instead of 170, just like the program said? Well, because we're using little endian, and little endian is the biggest pain in the ass I've ever had to deal with, quite frankly. Let me explain to you how this thing works. So let's just say that you have an integer that creates a thing called creates a hex value that's, let's say, 3a 5f 0e, right? And this is the hex value that's returned from any online converter. We call that big endian. Well, just to make things a little traditional, I'm gonna add in, let's say, 10. I guess 4 bytes should be traditional enough. Little endian. Well, okay, I actually misspelled endian. Endian. Would be 10, 0e, 5f, 3a. So the reason why it does that is because most modern processing algorithms kind of use little endian because the first digit is the least significant, the next is slightly more, and so on and so forth. Anyways, yeah, that's why this is kind of reversed, because our big endian is 170, which I assume it has a 0 in front. Sometimes I get it wrong, but yeah. And so our little endian, I'm just gonna say LE, would be 70 and 10. Well, 0, 1, my bad, because this thing is separated like this. So with that, if you search up that, now get your HP value. So let's just say I wanted to change the Highland Raccoon's HP to something like 5,000, right? Therefore, I would go into the decimal to hex to decimal converter, and let's see. Actually, you know what? Decimal to hex. As you can see, I'm not the brightest person ever. Let's see. So let's just say I wanted 10,000 as its HP. Then I would use this. So that's 1027. And therefore, if I find the backward, if I go ahead and find this again, this is backward, right? This is backward. Forward? Question mark? Oh, there it is. Okay, I already got selected. I thought I was on the MP. Anyways, so if I change this to something like 2710, okay. 27 over here and 10 over here, then that should give Highland Radkin 10,000 HP. Yeah. So if I save this, so just to show you that it did in fact change to 10,000, I'm going to go over here, replace all of these, and you see EnemyDB. And now if I use john-wick-parse to serialize this again, I should see that Highland Radkin should have 10,000 HP. Let's see. So command prompt, I'm pretty sure I already have it open. So I'm actually just going to reuse that because it's quite frankly a lot easier. So EnemyDB, because I'm just changing the last path to this thing over here because yeah. EnemyDB, open that up, and let's see. Volume warning, because apparently this thing picks it up, but okay, worked on first try. And there we go. Let's see. If I scroll way back up, EnemyDB shows that its HP is 10,000. If you're wondering why this EnemyDB is a lot cleaner than this EnemyDB, it's because that this EnemyDB is serialized by Rossi, and Rossi is a genius who figured out how to make this a lot prettier. So yeah, don't worry, it's the same effect really, because there's really no way that I could change a JSON back to a uasset and a uexp pair unless you do some fancy stuff. But yeah, as you can see, HP is now changed to 10,000, and if I pack these two files, well, just technically this one because EnemyDB doesn't really care about the uasset pair. If I just pack this file into a mod, then that would in fact change Highland Radkin's HP to 10,000. Yeah, so that's how you change stats. Okay, let's see. So now that I know how to change stats, I'm gonna show you how to change enemy group data. Just want to make this perfectly clear. Enemy group data is quite a nuisance to change, but it shouldn't be that much different. Let's see. So if I just plug this in, and oh wait, yeah, I already have enemy group data. If you just drag and drop this into this uasset specifically into liststrings.txt file, you should get this file over here. I already have it, so I'm not gonna waste your time. And then you should have a bunch of these things over here. So now we have this. We also need the JSON file, obviously, which should be over here. Yeah, I previously serialized it. Let's see. EnemyGroupData.json. And now we have a bunch of encounters. So how do we know which encounter is which? Well, for one, you could just search up, let's see. So let's say that I want to replace the wolf boss inside Octopath Traveler into something else, right? Well, the easiest way would be to search up Octopath Traveler Direwolf. Let's see. This thing over here. And this is its HP, right? So if you go inside here, inside NBDB, and you search up this HP. Oh, god damn it. There you go. Search up this HP, and you find next, you should find this boss over here. EVEEXT006101. So if I search this thing up in enemy group data, should tell me where it appears. And it appears in this scenario over here. Keep in mind that it does not say this. It says, in fact, this thing in its entirety. I made a mistake previously and I thought, hey, 005 is something else. I remember that's Devourer of Men. And wait, which event is this? The Devourer of Men event or the Direwolf event? What's important isn't here. And and the title in its entirety is actually what is actually the actual event. So if I go up here, search up this, find next. Never mind, it's one of those. Apparently I have to do this. Okay, so I guess I have to give you a lesson on how to append strings, assuming that you don't know. But so over here you can see that the LE is this, right? 0507. But then there should be another pair of there should be another pair of numbers over here because it's a 8-bit index. Well, okay. Yeah, it's an 8-bit index. So 0507 comprises of the first half, and the second half is the 101 over here. So what is 101? 101 is 65 in hex. I checked it myself, so you don't need to worry. But what we do here is 101 plus 1, and then you change that to hex, which would be 66. I honestly don't know why. You just need to add one for every single last part over here. That works for literally everything. So over here, if you want, you can find this. You probably can find this string in its entirety. So you have to find this, and then you have to append this. But yeah, since we have this, and this gives us this index over here, you could confidently say that the first half is this, while the second half is this, 66, because it's 101, which is this. It's 101 plus 1, and then you convert that to hex. And that should give us the enemy, and that should give us the little endian for the start of our event. So if I just Control C this and go inside, let's see, where is it again? There it is, found parse, and go inside EnemyGroupData.exe. .uexp, and I search for this. I should find that this is the Direwolf one. And let's see. So this is the start of the Direwolf one, and next I'll be finding the actual Direwolf index over here. I could guarantee you that this does not exist, as you can see. So what we have to do once again is appending well hex codes. let's see. By the way, do not be fooled. This is not it. This is it because this does not have like eng, I think, in front of it. But yeah, this is it. So we have E8070000 to make this the first half. And next we have 66 because once again it's 101 at the very end and followed by these zeros. And now if we copy this, go to our uexp file and find this, it should be very, very close. As you can see, very, very close. And that is the Darwolf index. So how do I change this to a different index? Well, let's see. I could change this to, for example, let's say, let's change this to a mouse for funsies sake. Let's see. So to do that, let's go inside EnemyDB to find the mouse's name. Let's see. Whoop. And then we could go over here and find the mouse. There it is, and the mouse is 7703. So if I replace the Darwolf tag over here with 7703 and get rid of this 66, the Darwolf boss will now instead be a Highland Ratkin 1. And that should be it. I'll tell you how to actually pack this back into a mod. Okay, right. Before we get started and pack into a mod, let's actually have some more fun with it. So let's actually go ahead and change some abilities. So if I go over here and I go to EnemyDB, there it is. Let's see, and we find Highlight Ratkin, which is C513. We could find all of his abilities inside the section over here. Let's see. So let's say that we specifically want to change stab to something like let's just say that's something that Lucia uses in her boss fight. Let's see. So to do that, we need to open EnemyDB and we need to find the index for stab. Let's see. So stab is, if I remember correctly, let's see, visible in here. Let's see. Where is it? EnemyDB. Do I not have EnemyDB? There it is. Okay, so for EnemyDB, our stab is this ability over here. And let's actually, you know what, just to make it like even more obvious, let's change this ability over here. This ability, I already know it's attack, just like the most regular move that it could use. So let's just change this ability over here into let's see, something that Lucia uses. In that case, we need to first figure out, okay, what is this ability? And to do that, we must go over here and EnemyDB. So we find BTABI, and I'm not gonna, well, harm your ears anymore by doing the thing because I already know for a fact that it is not in one of these sets because it's 502 ending. Let's see. So to do that, we need to do another little appending hex thing. So that would be 85 08 0000 and 502's hex number. Let's see. So if I just go over here into hex, let's see. This. 502 convert. That would give us 01F6. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. And that would give us let's see, 01F6. And because it's little endian, obviously we need to do this thing. F6 010000. And that should be attack. I really hope I did not mess this up. Let's see. So starting over here, forward, let's go. Okay. Fuck. Okay, I figured out what we did wrong. So instead of so instead of F6, which is what we googled, remember how I told you a little while ago we're supposed to add one to literally anything that's ending. For example, if we have 400, it's supposed to be 400 add one, then we turn that into hex, right? Yeah, I forgot to do that, which is why that didn't happen. But just to redeem that, instead of 01 F6, we're gonna do 01 F7 because adding one over here should just change the 6 to 7, and changing that back over here, this should just be F7. Copy and paste that, and then we get this over here. So if we just go over here, which is C513, which is the starting position of Highland Ratkin, go over here, search forward, delete that space. We get this space over here, and this should be the attack that Highland Ratkin uses most often. So now, just to do something fun, let's change that ability to something else. Ideally, something that doesn't need to be appended anymore, because I'm quite frankly sick of it. Let's see. Should be in the BT ABI section, huh? Any minute now. Actually, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. BT ABI. Up. And next. There we go. And now that should be all the abilities that. Let's just go with. I'm feeling low of interest today. Let's go with this one over here. 004. Let's see. So little endian value for this ability over here. By the way, I have no idea what this is, but you could very easily just copy this. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to demonstrate it for you. But copy this, go inside English GameText CN, and search it up. BT ABI and name. There we go. So it's Hellfire. Okay, Hellfire. So this ability is apparently supposedly Hellfire. So all we have to do is copy this LE value over here, and since we don't have to deal with any appending, like there isn't any 04 and then 001 or something like that, we don't really need to append the string. So this should just be more than enough. So if we just copy that value, go back to this place over here, we could simply replace these two values, and now 00000000 done. And now Highland Ratkin should very oftenly use Hellfire. That said, his elemental attack is quite atrocious, so we don't need to worry about that. It's gonna do very little damage. I'm gonna save that, and now let's get to packing the mod, because that should be a pretty good mod already. I mean, you put Highland Ratkin as the direwolf boss, and you change Highland Ratkin's skills. So let's just give that a little test. There we go. Okay. Let me just reset this real quick. I failed recording the first time, so I'm gonna re-record this again. Anyway, so now we're finished changing EnemyGroupData and EnemyDB, which is the stats. We could now go into changing the game text. As you can see, this is the file that contains literally all of the game text. I'm just gonna go over here. Let's say that we want to change something like Runestorm Wind, right? All we have to do is just go to text string over here, search up Runestorm Wind, and do make sure that this is space sensitive, case sensitive, everything sensitive. Click OK, and then we should be able to find Runestorm Wind right over here. That should work with literally everything. And now if we want to change Runestorm Wind to something else, like let's say let's see. All right, my bad. I shouldn't change it over here. I should change it actually over here. Yeah. Then that would work. If you save this, drop it inside GameText and make a database, plug that inside, pack it into a mod, it would work perfectly fine. But let's say that you don't want to just replace this with a ton of A's, and you want to replace this with something else, like let's say Windspear, because that does sound like a move. Here. Do make sure that you don't accidentally click backspace for very obvious reasons, but yeah. And then you realize, hey, there's 5 extra spaces. What do I do with that? Unfortunately, you can't just fill that with zeros because that becomes spaces, and then, well, it's gonna look really ugly. So what are you gonna do? We're gonna count exactly how much we delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5 characters that we're gonna delete. By the way, this is kind of like an ending section that kind of indicates to you this is the ending section. So that's also another good thing to memorize. But yeah, we're just gonna delete these things. Okay, so 5. That's a change of 5, -5 specifically. Now, we can't just change a string and just leave it like that. That's in fact going to give us a lot of errors. Um, but number one, what we want to do is we want to change this thing over here. This indicates the size of the string, and as we can see, it used to be 16. But now, because we removed 5 from it, it's just going to be 16 minus 5, which would be 11. So we could just go over here and change that to 11. And then that's done. But there's also something else. In fact, there's a little thing over here. Let's see. That determines the size of the bytes. Let's see. Oh, should be this. Should be this. Should be this part over here. Um, yeah, should be this. I do believe it should be that. Um, and once again, same old. We literally just go over here, -5, and then that should be 61. And the number of bytes is basically, okay, starting from here, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, starting from here, the amount of bytes this contains. I do believe it is that. If not, probably somewhere along the lines of here. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. All we have to know is that there's another section that modifies the amount of bytes that the string contains. And to be honest, I don't really know how to determine the ending section of these strings, so I can't tell you for certain. But yeah, uh, this determines the amount of bytes the string contains. So if we save this right now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save this as and not mess with the original EnemyDB file I already have. Let's see, GameText EN. So I'm just gonna put this inside have changed. Save. There we go. So now this is in the have changed, but because we modified the size of the uexp, we now have to modify the uasset to make sure that nothing bad happens. And to do that, we need to first grab the original uasset, which should be over here, and drop that into Untool. Let's see if Untool is open here. I do not believe so. Untool. Open file location, and there it is. So I already did this previously due to experimentation on a mod, but hey. And what we have to do is literally just drag and drop this into. Actually, my bad. It's not just that. It is also this. We also have to get have changed. Otherwise, they don't know how much we have to change this by. Let's see. Oh, this is saved as a file. That's interesting. Interesting. So I guess I just have to delete that then. And then we have to re-edit this. Note to self, do not do that. Huh? That's bizarre. Okay. Anyways, I guess we do have to just copy this, put this inside have changed, and redo this. Shouldn't take too long though. So we just go to Runestormwind. Okay. Actually, you know what? Instead of Runestormwind, how about we do Hellfire? Because we modified the Rat's moveset to have the Hellfire move, so we could just see immediately how that works. In any case, I'm going to scroll way up and search for Hellfire. Ah, frick. Hellfire. There it is. Okay. So let's just say that we want to change this to just fire. So I'm removing 4 characters. I'm going to go back, find this, subtract this by 4, so that is going to be 5, and find the bytes, which should be this. for this. 9.33. I do believe it is this because there's a lot of zeros leading over here. So I'm gonna say it is this indeed. And that just minus 4 to that one as well, so that should be 55. Let's go. And yeah, that should be it. So I saved that. Should be inside half changed. I copy this, paste this inside here, replace the file, and we bring up our old friend command prompt. So go over here, cd this, and now we have Untool over here. So we go with untool.py. And just to help myself remember, I'm just gonna go to help so I could understand all the commands. And yeah, let's see. So first we want to do untool.py u, and then the path. Or is it the other way around? Wait. No, yeah, it's the other way around, I believe. /f, and then the path to specifically the uasset. So GameText en dot uasset, and then u. And we modified the file size by -14. I hope this works because this is the second time in my life that I've done this. The first time being the mod, but let's see. So if I just go over here, go to our test mod, go to Octopath Traveler, content, and we go over here, new game text. New database. And paste this inside. Let's see. And just to be sure, I'm actually going to check the other paths. So let's see. Octopath Traveler, content, game text, data. Okay, capitalize D, right? Rename, capitalize D. And then that should be fine. So it is still inside here. Yes, okay, it is. So now let's just say that we pack this into a mod. Create pack. Not going to lie, I don't know whether or not this is gonna work or not. Also I'm gonna just delete this and re-drop this just to make sure that I'm not just using the old file. Create pack again. Boom. Now just gotta refresh. Grab test mod, put this into our packs. And let's see, would this work or not? Would this work or not? Okay, so it didn't crash immediately on launch, which is a very good sign because usually if there's anything wrong with GameText, it would immediately crash on launch. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm really not. Let's see. So that means it should work. That means it should work. So steal the rat, that means that the mod in fact is active. And I'm just gonna defend to see if Hellfire is changed to fire. It has not, and I am a loser. Oh, okay, let's see. I have figured out what I have done wrong, and that is, there are multiple moves in Octopath Traveler that's named Hellfire, and I just found the wrong one. And so I'm just gonna search up Hellfire again. I'm gonna change that to regular old fire. Actually, you know what? Just gonna do this. Okay, and change this size to -4 because hell is a 4-letter word. And then I need to change the byte size, which should be this because it's followed by a lot of zeros, to -4, so that should be 55. And yeah, should be this, right? Actually, just to be absolutely certain, I'm gonna search up Hellfire again. There is no more Hellfire. I'm gonna search backwards. There is no Hellfire. Good. Okay, so now we have to do the thing again, which is okay, wait, just checking. Have changed. Okay, this is in have changed. Very good. So go inside have changed, take GameText en, drag and drop it over here, replace the file in destination, take up command prompt again, cd this, and call untool.py because it's a Python file, f GameText en dot uasset u. Perfect. Okay. As you can see, it modified this uexp by, the uasset by -4, accounting for the uexp, which is exactly the amount of characters that we deleted, which is absolutely amazing because that probably means that this worked. So I'm going to go to Unreal Bundle, go to our test mod package, trap it in GameText, database, and replace these two files. Perfect. So we go all the way back to Unreal Bundle. We drag and drop this again inside Create Pack. Yeah, I forgot to delete this again, huh? Drag and drop this inside Create File, just to make sure that I'm actually getting the correct file. Refresh, get this. Go to Packs, drag and drop this here. Now we go to Octopath Traveler again. Oh, thank goodness it didn't crash. Believe it or not, I actually did this portion about 2 more times, crashed both times, because I forgot to change the byte size and the length size, respectively. But yeah, make sure to change both, do the thing where you drag and drop it and use command prompt. And let's see if it actually works. Okay. Once again, we just hard defend and check whether or not this rat uses fire instead of hellfire. There we go, fire. As we can see, it did work. And I'm gonna close this now because when I have this open, my OBS literally craps itself. Anyways, so yeah, that's how you change text. Just make sure that you account for any duplicate text as well, because sometimes there's one move, there's two moves that have the same name. So you do want to figure out the path, and to figure out the path, obviously you just drop GameText en inside list strings, list strings to txt file and figure out whether or not it's actually the move that you're looking for. But yeah, other than that, that should be the tutorial done. I will go over how to make sprites, probably in a different video, but it's mostly the same process. No, it's actually not. You do have to have a lot of other tools, and the only reason why I'm not showing you this now is literally only because I do not know how to specifically tell whether or not the offset is correct, so oftentimes my sprites looked cropped or just really, really corrupted. So yeah, other than that, um, that should be the tutorial done. Thanks for watching. I will do the sprites video next if I could ever figure it out myself. Okay, right before the video ends, I forgot. I need to teach you guys how to make custom sprites because I feel like that is probably a big draw-in of why people join Octopath in the first place. Anyways, so to access the sprites, we could just go inside Octopath Traveler Windows No Editor, go in here, go in Content, and go into Enemy Resource, and we should see everything over here. But this isn't exactly the place where you actually get the sprites. No, it's actually in Textures. And this is where you get all of the sprites. And now to view them, you have to have a program named uModel. I already have it installed, so I'll just show you the effect. So if I just open up this, it's gonna take a little while because I'm opening it in a very inefficient way, but I could just go over here, choose 4.18. That is very, very important because that is the version that that Octopath Traveler uses. Open that up, and now you get to see the sprites of the creature. It seems that this one is like the bug one. I'm not really sure what its name is called actually, but yeah. So let's just say that I wanted to edit one of these sprites. I'm gonna go with how to say, a rather unique one. Let's just say that we want to edit let's say Winnehild, right? So we could go inside. So we could go inside this folder and we could search for let's see, boss. The first three words, boss, god, and I'm gonna say Marshall. Let's see. Is it here? Yeah, it's this one. And open file location. It should make a new window. And yeah, there we go. It is here. So what you want to do is you want to copy these four files. These four files are the ones that you, well, okay, technically just these two, but these four files are what you want to heavily, heavily analyze. So I'm gonna copy this, put it into any folder really. I'm really just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna put it here temporarily. I'm gonna delete it in like 5 seconds anyways. And and when you open them, you can now choose 4.18 and open that. So this is the normal map. The normal map is something you make outside of the program. So you want to have so when you want to make a custom sprite, you want to have a normal map and a regular map already ready to go. As you can see, Winnehild has 8 sprites. And I'm gonna just open this one up to make it even more obvious. Oh wait, I actually copied the wrong one. This is Runemaster, not Marshall. So I'm just gonna delete those two, and I'm gonna copy the actual right one. Boss God, and open file location, and these two. Copy, paste. And now we could actually see what Winnehild actually looks like. And okay. As you can see, this is Winnehild's sprite. It looks very abstract as you can see, but no worries because we're gonna make this easier to understand. So if we go to Tools and Export Current Object, we can export this as a uModel. And this is completely necessary, unfortunately, because you want to be able to study how this thing works. Otherwise, you wouldn't really know how to make the sprite. Once again, refresh because it's made by a third-party tool. Go inside here, and you could immediately open this. I'm gonna open this using GIMP. But yeah, it's gonna take a while because my computer is literally a potato. But yes. As you can see, this is the sprite sheet for Winnehild. Yeah. And okay, so here's the part where a lot of trial and error occurs, and there's really nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. As you can see, Winnehild is positioned in a very, very awkward place, not near the top, not near the bottom. It's kind of there. And and as you can see, this is a like 1024 by 512 sprite sheet. So the fact that she's positioned somewhere along the lines of here is kind of bad for sprite making. And that's mostly the reason why I haven't made a custom sprite of my own yet. It's just because there's a lot of trial and error that needs to go on. But like, let's just say that, how about this? Let's just say that we don't care. Let's just say that we just wanna, we just wanna prove that making a custom sprite is possible. So what do? We just go to File, we go to New, we go to this, and I already adjusted this because I tried making one before. I failed literally 5 times, and quite frankly, I don't really want to try again. So I'm just gonna prove to you that this is indeed possible. That it is indeed possible to switch sprites. So I'm just gonna make this. I'm gonna save this as, let's see. I do have to make sure that I save it as the right name. The starting name does matter a lot. Rename. Control C. Save this. Control V. And save this inside. Let's say model export. Desktop Untool. Yep. Okay. Save here. Okay. Actually, I forgot. I need to export this as a PNG. I have to do more than just save it. Let's see. So I export this as a PNG. Export. And I export as this one as a PNG to make another normal layer. Do remember that you do have to have a normal and a actual uh, corresponding one. Oh, right. And by the way, I'm not actually gonna save this as the normal thing, but I will tell you how to make a normal map in very, very short time. Let's see. Let's see. So inside here, we desaturate the color to gray, first of all. Second of all, we go to filters and generic and normal map. Just do those two and you should be good to go, really. And yeah, obviously, I'm not going to do it right now, but mostly to save time, but I already wasted enough time anyways. Uh, if we go over here, we refresh. Yep, there we go. And those are the CL and normal. So so what do we have to do next in order to make these into actual sprites? Well, we open up Epic Games Launcher. This is not a joke. And then we go to Unreal Engine. We launch Unreal Engine 1.18.3. By the way, how to say? You do want to download Unreal Engine 4.18.3 first. It's gonna take a long time. It is going to take a long time. You could download it inside libraries over here, and you could add a version. I'm just gonna launch my already existing one, and I hope to God that this does not crash my OBS because I have not tried this before. I did click that, yes. Hmm. Well then. Oh, okay. But yeah, what we're going to do next is actually very straightforward and simple. Oh god, choking on water. But yeah, this is going to take a little time, assuming that you have a mediocre computer like me. Shouldn't be much of a problem though. Okay, so let's just say that I don't have a project already. We're gonna make a new project. We're gonna make a blank project, even though it's still gonna make something for us anyways. So let's just name this one as Sprite Test. Create project. And unfortunately, it is not going to be a blank project. If I'm not mistaken, it should literally create a workspace for you. And not gonna lie, it's actually quite a nuisance, mostly because my computer has terrible, terrible, terrible memory issues, and having to delete those takes up a lot of time, and yeah. But yeah, that's just me venting. Anyways, we should get onto the what we're gonna do. While we're loading, I'm just gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. Inside the editor, I'm going to make a new folder called enemy, and inside the enemy, I'm going to make a new folder called texture called resource, and inside the resource folder, I'm gonna make a new folder called textures, and inside the textures, I'm gonna drag and drop both of these and make it and select settings that make this actual sprite. Oh wow, mm, this is actually taking a while. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that's already present. I'm just going to delete all of that just to make sure my computer literally doesn't crash. Um, yes. Okay, there we go. And I would delete starter content, but unfortunately it takes like 5 minutes to do so, so I'm just going to make a new folder instantly. I'm going to call it enemy, like I said. Then inside here, we go inside here and make a new folder called resource. And inside here, we make a new folder called textures. And inside here, we dump our files in. So right now we have a path of content, enemy, resource, textures. I believe that is correct. If not, then, well, it's not going to work. Or it is, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but... let's see, so if I go to desktop and I put my thing, which should be in Untool, I believe. Untool. There it is. Model export, and I drop this inside. And I go over here and drop the normal map inside as well. Obviously, it's not an actual normal map, but when you make a sprite, make sure to make it an actual normal map. Okay, so over here, double click on that. And this is the thing where you want to make sure you're getting all right, because if you're actually working with an actual sprite and not just a red piece of wallpaper, then it's going to make a difference. So if I open up here and I go to, let's see, yeah, we're choosing this setting over here, and this setting over here, and this setting over here, and oh, this setting over here, and lastly, this setting over here. And that should be all. We save that, and make sure we do the same for the normal map. So if we go over here, and we do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Then we should be good. So user interface 2D, no bitmaps, 2D pixels, yes on never stream, and nearest on filter. Those are the 5 settings that we have to do. I already saved it, so we're good to go. And now what we want to do is just cook the project. So click that. It's gonna take just about 15 minutes. I'm gonna just about like 15 seconds actually. But yeah, I'll see you then. Now where is that? There it is. Well then, the sprites have finished downloading. Well, cooking actually. So I'm just gonna close this so my computer doesn't explode. I'm actually okay. I'm gonna save it. And here's how we view the thing. So we go to document and we go to Unreal Projects. We go to sprite test because that's what we named it. We go to saved. We go to cooked and go to Windows No Editor, sprite test, content, enemy, resource, textures, and we have all of these. We copy and paste all of these inside our mod. Let's see. So inside, let's see. Should be this one, right? Yeah. So inside a mod called boss replace. Wait, no, actually not this one. Should be inside Unreal Bundle, right? So inside boss replace, I actually previously already tried making this work. Let's see. My bad. Not GameText. It's inside enemy resource textures, and you should already see two files over here. I'm gonna replace all of these, and let's see. I do believe boss replace is the test I'm doing. Let's see. Have changed. I do believe, yeah, I do believe that these are the things. Let's see. So if I just drag, I'm gonna trust in myself, and I'm gonna say that I did replace the Direwolf boss with Winterhild, which is the texture that we changed over here. So I'm gonna go to create pack, enter, uh, refresh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna delete boss replace real quick, just to make sure that I got everything actually sorted. Because the thing is, I'm not actually confident if create pack overrides the already existing pack. And refresh. We get boss replace. Control X that and drop that into packs. There it is. I'm going to delete test mod real quick because both of them are overriding the direwolf boss. So that should work. And now when I launch Octopath, my frame rate is going to drop to about 2. And let's see if it works. If it works, then we should see a red okay, actually, I'm not confident because I'm not entirely sure how normal maps work. So since the normal map is also a complete red square, I'm actually not entirely confident whether or not it's gonna be a complete red square. Let's see. But we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so we go up here. Yes, and hope that it's Winterhild. Yes, it is! Okay, so that basically just proves that the mod replace actually does work. And as we can see, Winterhild is now a red box. Yeah. So that's how you change sprites, except you don't actually do what I just did. Actually go ahead, analyze the position that Winterhild stands and replace that position with a sprite of your own. That is what you do if you want to create your own sprite. I have failed so many times that I'd rather not do it again, which is why I just use the red box. Anyways, I hope you like this segment because we're moving on to the next. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna show you the tool that our Lord and Savior, the 64 Mario Man made. So inside downloads, I already actually downloaded the Octopath editor. I'll obviously send the link in the comments as well, but I'm going to delete config because that way I could show you from scratch. So we open this, it's gonna ask for our unpacked files of Octopath. So we go to well, wherever you put it. I put it in my desktop and I put it inside. Um, let's see, where is it again? Where is it? Unreal bundle, right? And then should be just that. Okay. And now we select the location of our mod. I'm going to select our test mod. Let's see, so Unreal bundle and test mod. Okay. And it's going to, and once you click this button, you can now change whatever you want. As you can see, it already instantly shows you the things that we have. For example, remember how we changed the HP to 10,000 at the very beginning? Well, it's 10,000 over here. We could change this and we could save the changes and it would actually reflect the changes our onto our pack. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We don't need to bother with hex editing for weaknesses or stats or rewards or anything. It's absolutely amazing. And it's quite frankly insane how well the 64 Mario Man managed to do this. This is actually an outdated version of the Octomod editor. There's even more features inside the actual newest one. But as you can see, we could even change the abilities. If it shows up, please show up. Please. There it is. we could literally change the abilities to whatever we want. We could change this to, like, let's say, contamination, and it would work. We change this contamination, we save the changes, and it would actually work. But yeah, it really is just absolutely amazing. This editor that the 64 Mario Man made, it's absolutely amazing. Um, so for this part, well, yeah, yeah, it's literally just that. There really is nothing else to say. You could change whatever to whatever because it works. It just works. Anyways, yeah, I think this concludes our tutorial video. I really don't think I missed anything else. I covered how to unpack the Octopath pack. I covered how to change stats using uexp. I covered how to change enemy group data, and also how to make custom sprites, how to use the Octomod editor. I think that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the extent of literally everything I know about how to mod Octopath. So I assume that once you watch this video, you know just as much as I do, and that means you can make your own custom bosses. So I expect a lot from you guys. Anyways, um, hope you guys have a nice day. Yeah, catch you next time.